All right, this is the next to last thing that we need to learn in this unit is negative exponents. Now, there is one small little thing at the end about exponents that are fractions, and actually, Sanaya is going to teach you how to do that. But let's talk about negative exponents and what are negative exponents. Now, this first thing I'm going to do is not actually a page number in your book. I'm actually going to do this on the back. You've already written on the back, so you'll probably need to find another sheet of paper somewhere. So on another sheet of paper somewhere where you have scratch paper, we're going to start with a number. I'm going to start with let's say 3. Right? So I'm going to write down 3 to the power of 4, 3 to the power of 3, 3 to the power of 2, 3 to the power of 1, 3 to the power of 0, 3 to the power of -1, 3 to the power of -2. I'll stop there. Now, 3 to the power of 4. All right, what is 3 to the power of 4? Well, it means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 4 times. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. If you calculate that on a calculator, if you punch that in, that's going to be 81. 3 to the power of 3 means 3 times 3 times 3. That answer is 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 again, that's 27. 3 to the power of 2, I don't need to write that down. You know that 3 to the power of 2 is 9. 3 to the power of 1 is 3. Now let's stop and look at the pattern. How do you get from 81 to 27? How do you get from 27 to 9? How do you get from 9 to 3? Well, every time that's divided by 3. And that's not an accident, because every time you have 1 less 3 that you're multiplying. So you would divide by 3 to get to the next answer. So divide by 3, it works. 81 divided by 3 is 27. Divided by 3 again is 9. Divided by 3 again is 3. Now, what's 3 to the power of 0? A lot of people want to say that's 0. No, it's not. If you divide by 3 again, 3 divided by 3 is 1. All right? That's why anything to the power of 0 is 1. 2 to the power of 0 is 1. 5 to the power of 0 is 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. Now, what about 3 to the -1? We have to continue this pattern. Do you know what 1 divided by 3 is? 1 divided by 3, guess what? That is 1/3. Now, divide by 3 again. What's 1/3 divided by 3? That's the same thing as 1/3 times 1/3. That is 1/9. Do you know what 1/9 is really? It's 1 over 3 squared. And that's what negative exponents mean. It means the reciprocal. That's kind of what negative exponents mean. It means reciprocal. Now let's turn to page 11 in your book, page 11. So what does negative exponents mean? I'm going to stop this video in just a second, but x to the -a means 1 over x to the positive a. Now, how do you remember this? How do you remember this? All right. So this is what you do with the negative exponent. Think of the fraction bar. You have a numerator and a denominator. If you have a negative exponent on the top, it moves to the bottom. What if you have a negative exponent on the bottom? A negative exponent, I'm going to abbreviate. On the bottom, what happens to that? It moves to the top. All right, that's how you do negative exponents. So, see, let's look at number 1. X to the -5th. How do you turn that into a positive exponent? Well, this x to the -5th is on the top, so it would move to the bottom, and then it becomes a positive exponent. Number 2, all right, we have a fraction. Now the 3, does the 3 have a negative exponent on it? It does not. Only the m has a negative exponent. The 3 doesn't move. So the m to the -2, that moves to the bottom. And number 3, here's my fraction. What moves to the bottom? I hope you didn't say -7. -7, that is not a negative exponent. That negative is in front. So the 7 doesn't go anywhere. That stays on the top. But the A has a negative exponent, so that moves to the bottom. The B has a positive exponent, so that stays right where it is. The only thing that moved is the one with the negative exponent that moved to the bottom. All right, that's going to be the end of this video. We'll come back to the next video and do a few of the examples below it.